Yesterday's meeting in Washington was a culmination of a crazy week involving Premier Doug Ford, U.S. Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, and actually Donald Trump as well. The thing is, we're right back to where we started.
We want the best outcome for both countries. We're like a family. Sometimes there's tension between families, but that was an extremely productive meeting.
In the wake of the face-to-face discussion in Washington, there was decidedly a different tone from Premier Ford. He was no longer on the offensive, ready to hit back and take on Trump.
We got a lot on the table back and forth, but it was very, very good, very civil, very going back and forth. So I just appreciate the opportunity. I'm grateful that we're able to do this rather than going back and forth, tit for tat.
The back and forth involved surcharges to electricity exported to the U.S., then Trump threatening to increase steel and aluminum tariffs before Ford took his foot off the gas. Federal cabinet ministers Dominic LeBlanc and François-Philippe Champagne were in the room as well to further the diplomacy while taking a stand.
We reiterated the long-standing position of our government that the tariffs are unjustified, that we think it's much more constructive to build a strong North American economy by working together.
At the end of it, they didn't have any kind of press release. They didn't have a joint availability with the press. In fact, Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, has continued to be critical of Canada generally and in really disparaging ways. So I think the fact they talked was helpful, but didn't really move things forward very much.
Ford has always maintained that there are many tools in the toolbox when it comes to retaliatory measures. So electricity surcharges are still an option, along with more counter tariffs from the feds.
Has this meeting been enough to, as he said, lower temperatures?
Well, maybe a little. But not very much. And no, we're not past that point. And Donald Trump, if anything, is ramping it up. His rhetoric, this is not rhetoric we've heard since before Confederation.
Ford did not provide any further details on that meeting other than to say there's another meeting scheduled to take place next week. He will not be a part of that. Instead, government officials will be taking part to see if any more progress can be made. Mark McAllister, City News.